One of the essence of learning any language at all is developing the ability to communicate, speak, write, and interact with people. That is somehow the bedrock of learning any language. The ability to communicate. We develop that ease of communication, get into rapport with other people. A lot of people fail to understand that language is almost as important as the air they breathe in. I will explain why. When you go into a foreign country where your typical or local language is not spoken, I don't need to tell you that you should try your possible best to learn the language in the country where you are going to reside. Because if you do that, you are kind of opening the doors to the world, opening the doors so that people can come into you and you go into people. Because if you develop the ability to communicate in a local dialect or local language, it gives you that possibility, endless, in fact, endless possibilities. Let me drive it home. A lot of Nigerian students come to France to study. By the time you come in, you're lucky that you go into a school where they use English to teach you. But they forget, many of them do forget, that at the end of the day, you're going to do your internship in a French company that speaks French and not English. You're going to look for a job because as a student, you have the possibility to work for 20 hours per week in France. You're going to look for a job where they speak only English or where they speak only French. And so if you go there and you don't know how to communicate in French, they are not going to employ you. You're going to find it difficult to get a job. A lot of Nigerian students have this difficulty because they come in and they focus only on whatever they're coming to study, and that's all. And they neglect French. By the time they finish, they will now discover that, oh, French is very important. That without French, I can't get a job. I can't renew my documents. I can't even go to the market to ask questions. You can't even go to the hospital because you really don't know how to tell the doctor what is wrong with you. Language is very important. Do not neglect it. Your success in life is dependent on how well you communicate. I don't need to tell you that. A lot of people, I tell them that writing most of the time is meant or specifically meant to show how well you are good in the language in a school setting. We test you in writing just to display your knowledge of the grammar of the language. But when you come into the world, when you go outside the school, a lot of times people ask you, do you speak? They wouldn't ask you, do you write the language? And so you have to focus a lot of your attention on the speaking aspect, the ability to communicate. Because if you don't do that, you're going to find life very, very difficult in any place where you live. If your local language is not spoken in that place, if another language is spoken in that, you need to find a way to learn that new language because that's the only way you can adapt yourself in the new society where you live. Here is my classroom in France. Let me show you. I'm not showing to tell you what but I just want to tell you that coming to France here, I came here, I studied French and English, and now I teach French children English. Okay, this is my classroom, and that's where I teach. This is one of the classroom where I teach English to French students. All right. But before I got to this stage, I had to study English and study French. So I'm bilingual because I like languages, in fact. So I've been able to get to this stage where I now teach about 30 students all white English. I am not special, just that I focused on what I know how to do best. And I thank God today I am doing what I like to do. And so anybody who's coming here to study, please find a way to learn to master French because it's going to help you in your job and all other things you're going to do in this country. Until next time, friends, please keep speaking up.